Yo, what's going on, hunters? My name is Lake and welcome back. So today we are going to look at a build that I kinda haphazardly made. This is a really fun build. I'm sure that there's actually people already that have discovered the uniqueness of this build, but I figured I'd make my own version. This is a pretty quickly done build. I haven't really gone into the details of if these things really stack together what I have here, but regardless of that, let's just go straight into this. So first and foremost, I think a good idea for me to show you is that the set definitely does require you to use the dangle recovery, which is the super recovery dangle. So you absolutely need to proc this from your kitchen in order to make use of this set. So hopefully we get it there. Yeah, recovery dangle. So this makes it so that you can recover some health during your hunts, and that's what makes this build so much or so unique, really. So let's kind of look at it in detail here. So here we go. So we already get resentment as our first skill, and this of course increases damage when you have recoverable damage, and that is the red portion of your health gauge. And resentment is just DPS gain, basically, really good DPS gain. Then we had dragon attack. This obviously affects all of our dragon elemental weapons, so you definitely do want a dragon elemental weapons. You can use pretty much any weapon you want as long as it's dragon element and as long as it has at least 1-2 slot. Without that, you're probably screwed on this build, so definitely need 1-2 slot on that weapon. There's a couple that give you two slots, and you might get a little bit less dragon elemental on that weapon, but generally speaking you should be fine. Then we have resuscitate, and this increases your attack power when you're suffering from any abnormal status. So this is kind of the thing that I'm not entirely sure what it means here, because I haven't really looked on Google or anything, but I assume that this is just blights, maybe poison, and yeah, probably poison. So I'm not entirely sure what it exactly does, but it's just a DPS gain regardless. Then we have the normal things: critical boost, weakness exploit. Then we have critical element. So this is really what we want, grants elemental damage, really. And then come the cool skills here. So dereliction obviously has the curio that drain health over time, but it bolsters your attack, and the more curios you have on your surrounding your character, the more it bolsters your attacks. And and when you do the switch skill swap, you can recover some health, so you already have some recoverable things in your disposal. Then we have Coalescence. This is actually pretty interesting. Coalescence, it doesn't really show you here how it works, but it's a really cool thing. I think it has something to do with maybe Bloodlust or Dereliction, I'm not entirely sure, but I'll show it to you. So temporarily enhances attacks after recovering from blights and abnormal status. So that's really good, obviously. While active, it grants plus 50 attack and whatever have you. But I would like to know the details about this specifically. Bloodlust here. So this is on top of everything. We have the Frenzy Virus, which also gradually reduces our health. So we have Dereliction and Frenzy Virus. But you gain a variety of effects. Frenzy Virus occurs regularly when in combat, and it's pretty cool to kinda swap with this and Dereliction back to back basically. Then we have Chaincrit. Now something to note here is that Chaincrit really, you only need 1 point in Chaincrit to get the most out of it. After that it kind of falls off, but I think Chaincrit level 2 is pretty cool here. And now the recovery speed, I'm not entirely sure if it helps. You might want to slot in flinch free or something else. I just figured I'd put it there just in case I'm like just in general red health, maybe it helps there. Then we have Dragon Heart. So this is kind of what I want, because it will inflict the Dragon Blight if you have 50% health. I would love these to have level 3 or have the possibility maybe to slot it in, but I currently don't know any way to have decorations that would give me Dragon Heart. So we are dealing with the level 1 here. So this is us, you know, taking a hit maybe, and we get that below 50% health and we immediately contract Dragon Blight. And, you know, once we heal from that, we immediately, you know, gain Coalescence and whatever have you. So we have the Coalescence here. So we constantly are jumping back and forth with red health buffs and then Coalescence and having other things here. So I'll show it to you in the training area, even though it's not the perfect thing. But super recovery with the Dango tickets or the Dango foods, that's really going to help us out a little bit here. So let's go to the training area. So immediately you will notice that our health is draining, and that's the Curio actually doing its thing. So Curio is activating, and now we have the Frenzy Virus as well. So we are losing health quite a bit, but we are also recovering it. But what makes this really cool is that, generally speaking, you are able to kind of keep this up. So I'm not the best longsword user. I have never actually played. I fought against Rathian once basically with the longsword just to test this build out. So generally speaking, I was able to just manage the health loss. It wasn't that bad in general, as long as you just don't get hit too much. So that's what I mean. When you proc Coalescence with this set, you immediately recover that health, that red health. I'm not sure what it is about the Coalescence. Maybe it's something I'm just overlooking here. So now that we have proc the Coalescence, and I think it also has the it procs the Frenzy Virus thing. So that probably is the one that where we get the health back from. Probably recovering the Frenzy Virus loss. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, now we are basically just in Curio mode, but we have the buff from the Frenzy Virus, which is good. And this basically we can keep up until the Frenzy Virus ends. So once the Frenzy Virus ends, I'm just spamming moves here, whatever. So now we can just switch skill swap and we recover that health. And now we are in the Frenzy Virus mode once again. And all we need to do is to proc the Frenzy Virus once again. And we will recover the red health once more. It might be the Coalescence, I'm not entirely sure, because they both kind of proc at the same time. And I'm not entirely sure which one it is. I would assume that it's the Frenzy Virus. So there it is. So this is a really cool build, I think, and really works well with everything that you have at your disposal. And the damage gain in general is pretty cool. We have like, it goes even beyond this. I see numbers of I think 520 on the raw attack. Let me see here. So yeah, it goes to 508 and it just keeps increasing from there. So it's really cool, and even your elemental damage is just insane, and it's just kinda, it does whatever it wants with the damage, and as long as you just are able to proc the Frenzy Virus, you're fine, honestly. Now, of course, in the training area you will have max health and max stamina all the time, or rather max health, so you will have to kind of collect the spirit birds if you want to have a little bit more of an easier time with this build. But I was able to do Rathian, just normal Rathian in master rank without even collecting one spirit bird. So yeah, if you know how to play longsword, this build is going to be just insane for you. So yeah, that's about it for the build itself. For the armor pieces, of course, you are using Storge Helm, Storge Mail, the Archfiend armor, Epine, whatever it is, and Archfiend armor Sceros, and then Valstrax Coil. I was testing this with the Furious Rashan Coil, which gave me more crit, Chaincrit. It gave me more Chaincrit, but I felt like I wanted the Dragon Blight just to enhance the reason to use this build, because it gives you the automatic Dragon Blight, and the moment that you heal it, well, obviously you can't heal it that way, but once you go through the threshold of 50%, you heal the Dragon Blight. There you go, and you proc Coalescence as well. So it must be the Frenzy Virus actually that causes the health gain. So yeah, that's kind of the build here. I'll just give you the decorations here. I'll actually go to the item box and show you the decorations. Manage equipment, set decorations. So for the weapon, as I said, you need at least 1-2 slot. Here I have Valstrax Souls just because it increases Dragon even more. And then we have Tenderizer here, Furor here, critical element +4, so that's 2 points of critical element here. Then we have crit boost, and here you can slot in the flinch free. This is just me making sure that once I have just normal red health, if I get hit by Rathian or something, maybe that helps there. I'm not entirely sure. So then we have Heart Dragon here, critical Tenderizer, and the Talisman really is the thing that you want to have, which is 2 points in Chaincrit, and then I have 1 weakness exploit on there, and 2 dragon attacks. So it's a Chaincrit with 2 slots, or 1 2 slot and 2 1 slots. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The pedals is whatever. So yeah, this is a really fun. I would actually want to know if the recovery speed helps here, or if the recovery medicine decoration actually helps with your recovery. I doubt that, but generally speaking, yeah, pretty cool set here. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Or next video, I guess. Anyhow, see ya!